share. I'm ready for my next guest, and my team is ready to bring them up. That was Christian we did before. Christian, we have Samad from mConsent, and I'm so glad he's our next guest because I have a funny joke. I saw a meme saying, I hope doctors' offices make enough improvements where I don't have to fill out 72 pages of forms when I sit down for my new appointment. I think that's a great lead for you. mConsent, another great name. Tell us, what does mConsent do, Samad?
So thank you for having me, Paul. What mConsent does is that we help the front offices basically with the paperwork. So we completely eliminate the paper at the front office for the front office, and we save about 35% of the time for the front office, helping them, reduce stress. One thing I get excited about talking about this is that how many dental offices think about what can we provide self-service within our dental practice that patients can do themselves. And
Right.
This is something that we looked at it, and one of our doctors actually told us that you enabled self-service in our office, where patients basically, instead of filling out all the documentation in the front office, they're able to do it from their home. You're just sending them a text message. They get it done on their phone, on their computers. All the documentation is in your practice management system, and you don't have to worry about printing, scanning, reading that bad handwriting, and don't have to worry about
that. You can bring up Samad's text code. This is a real problem. I've been a dentist for 20 years, and this is going to sound like a joke, but it's actually a real problem. Millie has a 9 o'clock new patient appointment. 9:28, I go, where's Millie? They go, she's still filling out this paperwork. I go, tell her to sit in the chair. We're going to miss the whole appointment. And every dentist knows that pain of having their schedule thrown off. And then also, Samad, not having the proper information about their medical history, about things like that. So mConsent basically simplifies and streamlines this all through a digital way. Is that the best way to think about it?
Yep, it's everything through digital. So all the patients who can complete online, they complete online. The patients who are not able to do online, when they're in the office, you hand over them an iPad. They fill out on the iPad. Everything goes into your practice management. You don't have to print anything, scan anything. Also, one more thing we added to it is that I know you talk about insurance a lot. So what we do is that as soon as we get the patient information, meaning the insurance information when they fill out, we check the eligibility before they come to the office. So when you get the forms, you also get the eligibility check with their deductions. What are their deductions? What are the benefits and all that stuff? So
there's so much. This is what I would share that you guys do. You de-frictionify the process that's filled with friction, that's filled with somehow the patient thinks now is a good time to talk about their spoiled guac PPO plan and use up 17 minutes of the appointment. So I think, and now people are getting used to this, right? Whether it might be as cliche as getting Ubers on their phone, using the Open Table app, we've at least made it normal to pick up your phone and fill stuff out, which was not always that way. So love that you guys are doing that. As we wrap up tonight, tell me, who is the ideal candidate to work with mConsent? New practice owner, multiple practice owner, any practice owner?
All of the above. So the reason is that any practices that see enough patients where they need help, right? They need help. The first thing they should look for, instead of hiring a new person for the front office, is to find an efficient way to get things done. And which is using mConsent, they'll be able to add to their practice. So I'm going to talk about Live Dental here in Minnesota. What they did is that they were having problems with the patients taking so much time to fill out their paperwork. When they installed mConsent, all their paperwork is done before they come in. They didn't have to hire one more person to add to their office and all the overheads. So they saved about $60,000 worth in a year just adding something very easy like mConsent. So it takes people usually ask us how long it takes. We say that we take all your forms, we digitize it for you. You don't have to worry about using any templates. It takes about 2 weeks for us, and you can get onboarded very quickly here.
This is streamlined communication that's friction-free for you. I've been traveling recently. The dentist is like the pilot. They got so many things to think about. They got so many things to check, and you're helping, get this information in front of the people that need it, whether it's the dentist, the assistant, the front desk, and the hygienist. in a way that's traditionally been laden with a lot of challenges, right? I mean, paperwork challenges have existed. I mean, sometimes back in the olden days, before we even had computers, it's like we would mail the patient, the medical history and all that. And they go, oh, darn it, I left it at home. And I would just cry inside because now I know there's 19 minutes of them doing that. So thrilled to have you guys as a sponsor. When someone texts in this number, text COMM to 215-543-6454, what's the onboarding process like?
So onboarding process, as I said, that we just take all your documentation, all your paperwork, your consent forms, your intake form, medical history. If you don't have any forms, we have a library of forms you can choose from. Oh, cool. And it's been legally reviewed. So you can choose one of those forms and use it for your office. And it takes us about 2 weeks for us to digitize you.
Got so excited about forms, Samad. This is what happens when you get passionate about what you do. He's frozen in excitement, but I want to share is that this has been something for me as a practice owner that's been incredibly challenging. So you can reach out to mConsent, an awesome key resource and sponsor. Text COMM to 215-543-6454.